Welcome back, wrestling fans, to another exciting edition of PWF is War, Podcast Wrestling Fallout. We are at a Bullet Club of online wrestling discussion. I'm your host for today, Paul Jazer, aka the Arabian Wolf, joined today with my partner Adam. It's our SummerSlam 2014 prediction show for tomorrow night. We're going to jump right into it, but before we do, make sure you guys like our page on Facebook, join our group, Podcast Wrestling Fallout. Subscribe on YouTube, Podcast Wrestling Fallout, and follow us on Twitter at PWF is War. Adam, what's going on, man? You excited for SummerSlam?
I'm all hyped, man. I can't wait for tomorrow. I'll be watching, with you, obviously in the Google Hangout. It's going to be a good show. Hopefully, it will deliver better than last year. So, yeah, I'm all for it. But yeah, if you want to,
go ahead.
I was going to say, if you want to follow my Twitter account, if you want, my personal one is Captain3Awesome. If you're a fan of me, go ahead.
That's why I cut you off. I didn't want you to get your plug in there.
I need my plug in. You have to. I always put my plug in on my show.
I don't want you to outshine me on Twitter because I only have like 13 followers, I think. I'm building the brand. I'm building the brand.
But hey, you did tell people not to follow you, remember?
Yeah, I think I quoted myself saying, "Don't follow me." So that could be a big reason behind it. But let's jump right into the show. Just announced earlier today or later last night, not exactly sure when the news broke, but the pre-show for SummerSlam will be indeed Rob Van Dam, the whole fucking show, going on one-on-one with Cesaro. What do you think of the impromptu match, actually? Because we might not see Rob Van Dam after tomorrow night.
No, we won't, because there's been rumours saying that he's going to leave after SummerSlam because of his 90-day contracts. Done, it kind of expires, and it's kind of, I thought it might be maybe Night of Champions or something. I thought that's when he will go, but he's going quite soon. But he hasn't. But let's be honest with you, you would probably think RVD isn't there because he hasn't really done much. His last one, he's been pretty terrible, and he hasn't really feuded with anybody. I mean, his ring work's been pretty good. He's had good matches, but he hasn't really been involved in any feud. Or hasn't been in a title picture or anything like that. But it's pretty sad. But what can you do? I think his last run and his one before hasn't been great. To be honest with you.
I think when he comes back, the main focal point, what they try to do with Rob Van Dam is he is an enhancement talent. He is a preliminary wrestler. He goes out there and makes other people look better than they are. He puts over the newer guys so they can establish themselves further and move forward with the progression of their character, along with in-ring ability and things like that. He's an enhancement talent. Same thing with Jericho. That's why it was so surprising when we saw Jericho go over Bray Wyatt. We knew the feud was most likely going to continue, but no one expected Jericho to win.
No.
But yeah, I don't mind it for a pre-show match. Van Dam versus Cesaro. They'll be given a decent 10, 12-minute time slot to for the pre-show heading into the main event to the main show. But I don't mind seeing it. Both are good workers in the ring. They've been working together the last couple weeks to a month, so it somewhat makes sense to have them work the pre-show. It's really just two good wrestlers put on the card to enhance the quality. They didn't want to go anything stupid with like the previous week's previous shows. So. But yeah, I'm all for it. I'm interested to see how it goes. I see Cesaro going over though. What do you think?
It's a toss-up because both of them are in the losing streak. They haven't really. I feel sorry for both guys because they're both talented wrestlers. They should be much better than they are. But I don't know. I'm going to go with RVD because I think he should have a nice send-off if he is having that time off. I think he deserves a win. So I'm going to go with RVD.
Yeah, it could really go either way, so I wouldn't doubt it.
It's really hard, but yeah, I'm going to go RVD.
It honestly could go either way, so I wouldn't be surprised if RVD gets to win, nor does Cesaro. But I'm going to stay with my pick of Cesaro. Any last thoughts before we move on?
No, I think it's just going to be. I think it could be a good match, especially if they have the time, for it. I think it will be a good match. Yeah, it could be. I think it should be on the card even. If they had a real if it was like a build-up, real feud, they could even have it on the cards. Because who really wants to see much Stephanie McMahon versus Brie Bella?
I personally want to see it. Honestly, I'm actually.
I don't know.
Investing myself into it emotionally. I'm interested to see how it plays out.
But, maybe it proved me wrong. Maybe it actually be good. I don't know. So.
As far as match quality, it's really up in the air, and on paper, people would question it, but I think they're going to give us a run for our money, and I think they're going to impress a lot of people. Not just from
Yeah.
inability, but telling a story in general, and that's something Stephanie McMahon does.
Yeah, it's been a good build-up. I mean, it's told the story this match is going to be, but we'll see how the quality of it. I mean, Stephanie has been training, so.
Yeah, she was already in shape as it is, but she's getting in even better shape now. We all know Brie Bella's fit, and she's decently athletic. So, any last
Yeah.
thoughts before we head into the main show?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Alright, I figured we'd get the Divas matches out of the way and save the rest of the card for later on. So we'll start off
Yeah, sure.
Brie Bella versus Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah. This match, as I said, it could go either way. It could be, it could be a good, potentially be a good match, or it could be a downfall because Stephanie hasn't wrestled in 10 years. You don't know how. It's been a long time since she's been in the ring. I mean, I think she should have wrestled at least once on Raw or something, or twice, maybe to help her build up more. But it could go either way. I mean, in the corner, I think it's going to be Triple H there. Maybe Daniel Bryan will have a appear on the ringside for Bray, so it might be a special guest. But I mean, I think I'm going to go with Brie Bella. I think Brie's going to pull up the win. I think she will. I think Stephanie's going to tap out actually this Sunday. Yeah,
it's possible. I want to see it honestly. I
think she's going to tap out. But yeah.
She might. I don't know. There's something around this. It's not going to be a clean match, of course. There's going to be maybe interference. There's going to be distraction from whom it may come from. I'm not sure. But I'm sure Nikki Bella is going to play an influence in the match. I'm sure Triple H is going to play an influence, and possibly even Daniel Bryan might show up. He did say in an interview that he wasn't going to come back until he could wrestle, just for the pure fact he wants that, not the time to recover, not solely based on that, but he wants, he doesn't want to be there if he's not wrestling. So when he does return, it's that much better. But for this match, I'm going to say I think Stephanie's going to win. There could be a Nikki heel turn. There's rumors of karma. There's all these other possibilities and angles that people are just throwing out there. But I solely based on that, I think Stephanie McMahon will win. All the other influences are possible. But I'm just going to stick with the rough draft. I'm going to say Stephanie McMahon is the winner of that match, and it's probably going to move forward and get even deeper into it.
Yeah, I don't think the feud will end at SummerSlam. I think it will carry on in a few months, probably, maybe another rematch. So it's possible. Maybe Stephanie will just maybe help from Triple H and beat Bray. Yeah, Thanks from Triple H. I think it'll be a dirty win, but yeah. Paul's gone. That means I'm going to have to go back to me as the host. I'm sure he will come back in a minute, but be patient, fans. So we'll continue the next match card, which we could talk about the flag match with Rusev versus Jack Swagger. So it's USA flag versus obviously Russia. I think this has been a big build up with this match. I mean, for a flag match, it's never been build up like this. I think it's going to be really potentially. I think could be a really good match actually. I think both are great talent. I think I've been interested about this feud since the beginning, and we'll see. I think this match, who I'm gonna go with, I think with all his momentum going and all the wins that he's been having, it's Jack Swagger. I'm gonna go with Jack Swagger. I think he's gonna beat Rusev. He doesn't have to make Rusev tap out of that. So I think his first loss in the WWE will be with Swagger beating Rusev. I think that's. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Swagger. So I don't know who Paul will go with. Hang on one sec. Sorry, folks. I mean, we've got some technical difficulties. As Paul, his computer isn't very good. He just got his mic back. He ordered a new mic because his old mic broken. But we'll get back to him. But I'll carry on with the predictions. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Swagger because he's really over the crowd. I think it's his best run ever he's had. I mean, he's made him. People have taken notice of him. I think for years, no one cared about him. No one took him seriously. People looked like he was a joke. I think this face turn has worked for him. I think his heel one hasn't really worked for him. And yeah, I'm really happy for Swagger. But yeah, I'm going with Swagger. Even though I like Rusev, I'm a fan of his. But I think Swagger's got this. I think Rusev will be defeated for the first time in his career. So. But let's continue. The next match card, we have Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt. And Eric Rowan and Luke Harper are banned from ringside because of Jericho beating them, pinning Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. I think it was a no DQ. But yeah, Jericho's got one-on-one match with Bray Wyatt, rematch from Battleground. As you said, as Jericho beat Bray Wyatt at Battleground, everybody was shocked. I was shocked. I didn't expect Jericho to beat Swagger, beat Bray Wyatt. Because Jericho is a guy who just put people over, and good for him. He put a lot of talent over. He does for years. I made more. At first, it didn't make sense that Jericho beating Bray Wyatt at Battleground, but then I started to realise it did make sense. It's helped Jericho, and I think Jericho kind of needed that win. And but it wasn't like it was going to be ended there with the feud. I knew there was going to be a rematch, and there is at SummerSlam. And I think I'm going to go with Bray Wyatt this time, and he's going to win. He doesn't need any help from Luke Harper. I think he's going to win somehow. I think might actually win cleanly, actually. So, yeah, Bray Wyatt's going to win. I think this match could be a better match than Battleground, because Battleground was a bit of a disappointment for me. So, I think the match quality could be a lot better. I think it could be a bit more. The pace could be a bit more quicker, and I think that overall it's going to be. I think it's going to be a good match. I'm looking forward to it. So, I'm going with. I'm a fan of both guys, but I'm going with Bray Wyatt here. Follow the buzzards. Follow the buzzards. Got the whole hand in my hand. Yeah. Get back to the match card predictions. The next card, the next match is. Randy Orton from the Authority versus Roman Reigns. I mean, it's been a pretty good build-up for this. I mean, I thought Jericho and Bray Wyatt's build-up was very good, but this match, this build has been pretty decent. Not the best, but it's been decent, good. I thought. I think Reigns has been pushed to the blue moon. Obviously, he's been pushed really hard. I think he could be down the line. I think could be considered the next top face of the company. To be honest with you, he's got the look, the body, and everything. So, he's got. I think I'm going to go with Bray. I'm going to go with Roman Reigns winning. I think Randy Orton doesn't have a chance in hell. I don't see him winning at all. I think Roman Reigns will just pass him by. I think it'd be a pretty long match. I think it could be pretty. I think the match could be good. It has potential to be a really good match. Could it be a show stealer? Maybe it could be a show stealer. Perhaps 50-50. But I think it's going to be pretty good overall. I think the build-up was pretty decent, and I'm going with Roman Reigns. I'm sure Orton will get a rematch, but I think down the line Roman Reigns will face Triple H. Probably the rumours of being Night of Champions, but I will save that match something bigger like Survivor Series, but we'll see. We'll see anyway. But the next match card, the next one will be the Lumberjack match, which is Seth Rollins, the Money in the Bank versus Dean Ambrose. This this match could be a show stealer, no doubt. I think it could be a 5-star match. I'm predicting that could be a 5-star match. I mean, I don't predict that very often, but I'm predicting. This match should have probably happened at Battleground, but because of Triple H told Dean Ambrose to sling your hook, it didn't happen. So it ended up no match. So, but it's going to happen. Seth Rollins can't run away, as all the guys, wrestlers, superstars will be surrounded the ring, so he can't escape. But yeah, I really think this is going to be a really good match. I think if you miss this match, I think you'd be really disappointed. This is going to go either way. I can't put my finger on who's going to win this. It's really difficult. I think I don't see this feud ending at SummerSlam, so I think I'm gonna pick Seth Rollins because it's not gonna end. I think he's gonna win somehow. I think he's gonna probably cheat somehow. Probably maybe use his briefcase, maybe hits Dean Ambrose into the head and then pins him, something like that. I think he will get a lucky win. But Dean Ambrose will get a rematch down the line. I think probably have his rematch at Night of Champions. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good match. So I'm going with Seth Rollins. And but yeah, but overall the build up has been really good. I really enjoyed the build up. Thumbs up for the build up. The next match of the card, for the WWE Intercontinental title match, Dolph Ziggler, challenger versus the Hollywood, The Miz. Obviously, he's the IC champion. This match, it could be either way. I think it could be potentially be a pretty good match. It could be, Dolph Ziggler will be the show stealer, as he is. I think it could be decent, but I'm gonna go with. Fortunately, I really want to say Dolph Ziggler is going to win this, but because The Miz just recently won the title, I have to go with The Miz. It's not going to be a clean victory. He's going to use something. He's going to make. I don't know what he would do, but it would distract him. He would use a heel tactic to beat Dolph Ziggler, and then they'll probably have the feud won't end. I think they'll have another match. But this match could be pretty good. It could be good, but it won't be. I won't be surprised if it's just a decent or match. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. The next match, but overall the build-up has been pretty okay. It's not been the best. It's been pretty okay. Okay build-up for me. The next match, the WWE Divas match, Paige versus AJ Lee. Build-up's been pretty good. Paige has been like a stalker, copying everything AJ does. I was disappointed with that match at Battleground. I thought it was going to be Divas match of the year. I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't the case. That wasn't the case, and I was pretty disappointed. It ended up being a pretty bad match. But yeah, overall, I think I'm predicting now that's going to be a Divas match of the year. Yeah, I really think that's going to happen. I'll be surprised if it doesn't. The chemistry wasn't there in the last match, but I really think the chemistry will be in this match. So I'm predicting who to win. I'm going to go with AJ Lee. I think she's still going to retain the title. I think after all these recent losses, because of Paige, I think I'm going with AJ Lee being Paige. She's going to make a tap out. But I think the feud will carry on for another month or two. I don't think the feud would end at SummerSlam. So, yeah, but as I said, good build-up. I really think this match quality will be something that you won't want to miss this time. So now we're moving on to the last bit of the match prediction, which is the main event, of the WWE World Heavyweight Title, which is Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, versus John Cena, the 15-time World Champion. Obviously, You have obviously Paul Heyman at ringside for Brock Lesnar. This match could be pretty brutal match. Similar, I think it'd be similar to what happened at Extreme Rules, maybe a bit less, but maybe more even. But this match, I think it could be pretty good. Pretty good match. I really think the build-up's been pretty damn good as well. I think obviously, you had Paul Heyman a lot of the time. Talked for Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar, welcome back.
I'm back. Hold on, I was trying to get squared off. Fucking sorry to all the fans watching live that are gonna watch once we upload it. My computer is a piece of crap. I apologize in advance. It happens again.
Yeah, you keep blacking out. Your screen keeps turning. It's black.
I know. It's because my camera.
Blackout.
Yeah, call me Tyler Black.
Tyler Black has come back to haunt you.
Sorry, if you don't mind catching me up to speed, what did I miss out on?
You missed pretty much
the
really
whole show.
Really, yeah. I'm down to the main event, to be honest with you.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I've done pretty much all of it, yeah.
Wow. Alright,
yeah.
Want me to go through it real quick?
Yeah, I mean, your predictions on the other matches, go ahead, and then we can do the main event together. That's fine.
I'll start out. I'll start off AJ Lee Page. Majority of fans getting ready for this match. It should be a better match than what we've seen at Battleground. There's no limitations on it now. One's a straight out heel, one's a full out face. We know the direction of it and how it's going to go. As far as the outcome of the match, most people think Paige is going to win. I highly doubt that. If it does happen, I'll be surprised, but I'm going to go with AJ Lee to retain her title, and the feud's going to continue to move forward afterwards. Moving to the next match. Yeah, moving into the next match, we'll say Swagger versus Rusev. Flag match on the goal. You think Vince Russo is working creative that night, but I honestly think it's the best possible match you could do for these two. This is another feud. I think this is honestly going to continue and move forward, just for the pure fact that if they wanted to end it, they would have done a no-holds-barred match. They would have done a normal one-on-one match. Just a flag match is solely based on the fact that whoever does lose, they weren't pinned, they weren't submitted. You just grab the flag. That doesn't mean you can beat them. It's pretty much based on pure luck and who's up and at the right place, right time kind of thing. So, but I'm gonna pick Rusev actually to win that match. I know a lot of people are going with Jack Swagger, but I have a feeling Rusev will win. But Jack Swagger could possibly be the winner as well. Who did you pick for that one?
I chose Swagger.
Swagger.
Yeah, I chose Jack Swagger. Yeah.
Swagger was gonna be my pick for a while. I like going against the grain, so I'm gonna say Rusev.
Yeah. Because the feud won't end. That's why I said Swagger. Because I think Rusev will get his revenge, and Rusev won't get. That's the type of match he ain't gonna get pinned, isn't it? So he won't lose by tap out or pin. So. Yeah.
Either way, it doesn't hinder each wrestler. Whether it's Jack Swagger's push, it won't hinder that. Whether it's Alexander Rusev's push is a new top star in the making, it's not going to hinder his push either. So no matter what the outcome of the match is, no matter who's the victor, who pulls that flag down, we're going to see more of it to come. It's just a battle in the war in general. Next match, what should I go with? Let's go Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. This is a match.
Lumberjack match, by the way.
Yeah, lumberjack match, loaded with speculation. There's so many different factors that come into play. Who's going to have an influence in the match? Who's going to be the winner? Obviously, Seth Rollins is going to pull some strings and try to get out of it easy, but I don't know. Dean Ambrose is on such a roll, but so is Seth Rollins lost to Heath Slater, as we all know. But I was happy for Heath for that, by the way. But
yeah, good moment for him. Yeah.
I have a feeling that Dean Ambrose will actually win because history repeats itself, and Money in the Bank holders have a long history of losing a lot of matches before they actually cash in. Could he cash in tomorrow? Who knows? I hope he fucking does, especially if Cena wins. He could catch next night on Raw. He could hold the fucking thing for another 9 months. He has all the way to Money in the Bank next year to cash in. So it's really interesting, and that contract is going to play a role in the show later on in the night. But I see Ambrose going over. The feud's going to continue. They're going to throw a lot of elements at him to try and stop him, but he's relentless. He's going to fight through it, I think. And I can honestly say Ambrose has a good chance of going over. Regardless of who wins, I'm huge fans of both of them. I could really care less as long as they both stay in top spots and they're focal points on live television week in and week out. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Ambrose for that. Next match, what should I go with?
Yeah, I chose Seth Rollins actually. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, because I think he's gonna. I think this because the feud again is gonna go carry on for a few months, and I think he's gonna obviously win by cheating somehow.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
He's gonna use a heel tap. He's gonna use his briefcase. I think he's gonna use it.
I think it's gonna backfire on him though. I think it's gonna backfire on him.
Maybe Dean Ambrose will put like a trap in his briefcase or something. I won't be surprised.
Rollins runs down the cashier and he opens it and something explodes like a smoke bomb.
One of stink bombs.
Yeah, stink bomb, anything.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be funny. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like that. Ambrose is smart. He's a good mind for the business. He's always plotting. So, who knows?
Yeah,
next match I'm going to choose, I'm going to say Miz vs. Ziggler.
Yeah, I see title.
I was surprised to see the amount of people that actually think Ziggler was going to win. And the last couple of pay-per-views that he's actually been in, quote-unquote, I've been picking him to win, and that he hasn't come up successful ever since. And now I feel like if I pick Miz, the one time I actually go against Ziggler is going to be the time he actually brings the title home. And I'll be real happy for him if he does. He deserves it more than the majority of the people on the roster, more than 90%. I'll go put my leg out there that far and say that. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with shit.
He doesn't.
I honestly see Miz retaining, though. He just won the title. He's got the movie maker thing going. It does work. He got his face knocked off by Roman Reigns last night. That was hilarious.
That was
right out of the ring. But yeah, I see Miz going over in this match.
Yeah, I said the same actually.
Of course, I want Ziggler by any means necessary.
Of course, it was hard. It was hard for me to say that, but yeah, it had to be. But he just won the title, so.
Yeah, he just won the title from the tournament because of Bad News Barrett's injury, and I was really hoping that Ziggler would win it at some point and go into a feud with Bad News Barrett when he returns. I think it'd be pure gold and bring back some legitimacy to the IC title and actually elevate both of their careers. And Ziggler's over, Bad News Barrett's over. It will work. It will definitely work. Booking 101, I think that should be their #1 priority in creative when Barrett returns. Keep the title on Ziggler. Let Barrett return. And just let him go all out for it. The quality of the matches, the build, the story, segments, it's going to be, I wouldn't say it's going to be pure gold, but it's going to be really good. And they're going to elevate you. They're going to work with each other. They're going to elevate each other. They make each other look better than they actually are. So yeah,
exactly,
I'm going to...
Yeah, it's kind of hard because this gimmick for The Miz is working for him. I mean, fans just want his face to be punched, like what Roman Reigns done, on SmackDown. Like,
yeah, he's like that cockroach. He's like a cockroach you just can't seem to step on, and the fans are just waiting for him to just get completely destroyed. And I like it. I think he's doing okay with the gimmick, and I honestly support him. I don't hate any wrestler. I don't hate any wrestler.
Me neither. So if anybody think I hate any wrestler, I don't.
I may dislike a wrestler, not like the direction he's going in, not like the gimmick or how he's portraying it, but I still support them going out there every day and working to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, I mean, we have our dislikes, but we don't hate like any guy,
Right.
So
right.
We do have our likes and dislikes. Everybody does. So.
I don't even dislike Cena. I don't even mind. I think he's okay. I just think his gimmick is stale. It's very repetitive. It hasn't changed. It needs something to refresh it. It needs something different. People are speculating that he could turn heel tomorrow on in SummerSlam on the pay-per-view. Would I like to see it? Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. Hopefully they work it right. But it's Cena in there, so if they do that, they're going to make damn sure they work it right. But, what other matches am I missing? I know I'm missing a couple.
Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns. Yeah.
Randy Orton versus... I see Roman Reigns going over. There's no other way around it. Even if Orton wins 30, I don't think it's the best idea. They have decent build-up. The beatdowns that he gave to Roman Reigns on SmackDown the other week was pretty intense, actually. 2 RKOs on the announce table. The first time it didn't break, so I wouldn't be surprised to get the friggin' wind knocked out of him. But, yeah, only way I see it going down is Reigns going over, and I see him moving on from this. I don't know if they really want to continue this feud. I think there's something bigger there. He's just a stepping stone, and there's a bigger picture. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Roman Reigns versus the WWE Champion at WrestleMania 31 or Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania 31. Whichever way it goes, I have no problem. I'd like to see it, but I'm going to go with Roman Reigns to win.
That's who I picked as well. Yeah. I picked, I don't really see Orton winning, as Roman Reigns is getting that really, they're pushing him really hard, so I can't really see him losing. And like you said, I think Triple H match, I think they could even do it Survivor Series even. If you want to make that pay-per-view hyped, you could do it Survivor Series. It was my opinion. But,
yeah, alright, what else?
I think it could be a good match, though. I think Randy Orton and Roman Reigns, if they have enough time, I think it could be a good match.
Absolutely, I agree. I think they'll work a good match. I have no doubt about it.
They're both talented, so they should be. Yeah. Just the chemistry, we'll see if they have that chemistry.
Speculation backstage was internally within the company, Randy Orton had a lot of heat for the way he was working Reigns at house shows and live events.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's kind of bullshit. I'm sure that the quality of the match wasn't that great. They haven't really worked together too much besides, in like 6-man tags and things of that nature, but never really one-on-one. But the chemistry will build. It'll get there eventually as you work with the guy and get to know him better in the ring. But I think it was just poor quality because, they work two completely different styles. I don't think it was Randy Orton really trying to hold him back, although I wouldn't be surprised if he was either.
No.
But that's just my opinion. Overall, I pick Reigns to go over. What other matches am I missing?
So much.
Sorry.
Did you see? Did you say about the Divas match? You didn't.
I did. Yeah, we said both Divas matches.
Yeah, what about the Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt? That's the one.
Right, Chris Jericho is the one I'm missing. Now, honestly, because Eric Rowan and Luke Harper are both banned from ringside, it's going to be a full-out brawl one-on-one. Whether one or the other cheats is yet to be seen. But Bray Wyatt is always, by any means necessary. He will win no matter what, even though he's been losing a lot. But I don't know. This is really questionable because, shockingly, Chris Jericho won their first encounter at Battleground, and it could possibly happen again. But I'm gonna stick with the safe choice. I'm gonna stick with the safeguard, and I'm gonna say Bray Wyatt to go over. Whether it's dirty or clean, I don't know, but I see Bray Wyatt winning the match. I'm sure it'll be a dirty win if he does.
Yeah. Well, maybe it might shock us. It might be a clean victory. Never know. He did pin Daniel Bryan cleanly at Royal Rumble a few months.
That was a great match.
So yeah. I mean, it was a disappointment, the Jericho and the Bray Wyatt match at Battleground. I thought it was really... I just didn't think it was that all great. It was decent, but it could have been better. I expected it to be better. But it did shock me that Jericho won. Just out of nowhere, he hit the cold breaker and just got the win or something. Everybody thought Jericho was losing. But.
Yeah, no one expected to see Chris Jericho go over, and especially code breaker fashion.
No. Definitely, everybody, WWE swerve us. So.
I thought the overall match though it was kind of mediocre and it was lackluster. I wasn't really into it. I found myself looking away from the TV at times and somewhat slow paced. I did see the director going. They messed up a couple times here and there. I'm sure they were victims of time constraints like all wrestlers are, and they were trying to cram 20 minutes of a match into a 14-minute slot. So. But it was okay. I saw what they were trying to do, and if they got everything out there, I'm sure it would have worked for them. This is their time to make it up. I'm sure they're going to have a good 15 to 17-minute match at SummerSlam. It's top 3 feud right now.
Definitely. I think my personal build-up has been really good. I enjoyed it. It has interested me. So I'm hoping obviously the match quality will deliver this Sunday. Definitely. If they give them time, I think it will deliver. I think they will prove on what happened at Battleground. So.
Right. Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna show up to play. They're gonna try to steal the show. Jericho's the guy that always tries to steal the show. And when he doesn't, he has a real chip on his shoulder. Same thing with guys like Ziggler, guys like Punk. They get mad at themselves when they don't steal the show.
Yeah, they're disappointed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They tweet about it. I think Jericho tweeted it once. They were disappointed at that match or something like that.
You can't steal the show.
They do get annoyed.
You can't steal the show every night. There's people that are working just as hard as you. They're eventually going to overcome you. There's someone better than you.
Okay. Tell Dolph Ziggler that.
You'll never get through to him. His hair is like a fucking boulder. In one ear and out the other. I love Ziggler though. But what am I?
That bleach hair.
Yeah. But I think I went over all the matches besides the main event. Am I right?
Yeah, we're now to the main event. Yeah, so go ahead with the World Heavyweight Title match: Brock Lesnar versus John Cena.
This is hard. Like, I've been going back and forth ever since the match was announced. For the the main part, when it was announced, the first week or two after they announced it, I was fixated on Brock Lesnar winning the title at SummerSlam. It's inevitable. There's no way Cena's going to overcome him. He already came back once and beat him at Extreme Rules. There's no way that's going to happen, especially with him having the the momentum from defeating the Undertaker streak, being the one behind the one and 21 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like, you can't. I kind of feel like it's a slap in the face to Taker. It's like, hey, I beat this guy that was undefeated at WrestleMania for 21 straight years. He was better than 21 different wrestlers. I come in, I beat him, I am the one. Now he goes and faces Cena, and Cena beats the one? That doesn't really make sense. That's like reading a story and starting from the back and reading to the beginning. If you understand what I'm saying, it's nonsense. I think Lesnar needs to go over. There's talk of Cena going heel, joining Paul Heyman, a bunch of different avenues and angles they're trying to pursue with this match, or rumors-wise, of course, of what the IWC says, what the dirt sheets are reading. Nothing's ever written in stone. It's not certified. It's not legit yet. Until we see what happens, that's what's yet to be seen. But I really think Lesnar needs to win this match. And if John Cena wins, not only is it going to be exhausting mentally and emotionally and physically for the fans, they're sick of it. Nobody wants to see him, because if he does win, he's holding that title all the way into WrestleMania 31. And that's just a snooze fest to me. And I'm sorry if you're a Cena fan. I respect the guy. I actually am somewhat of a fan of him. I don't mind him at all. But he's so repetitive and so overkill at this point. He needs something new brought into him. I don't care about the 5 moves of doom. I don't care about any of that. But he needs a refreshment. He needs something different. He needs change. He needs to get a chip on his shoulder again like he used to have. And he needs to bring some attitude back to that character and something different. Stop coming out and doing the same speech every week, even though I will say on Raw, he did cut a really good promo. That was a really good promo. But, just come on, man, change it up. And, if Cena does win but turns heel, I'm all for it. I want to see how it plays out and how they work it. Just like when Hogan turned heel and joined the WWE, nobody was expecting that to happen. He was the most overfaced in the company since Bruno in wrestling. I'm sorry, not the company, in wrestling in general, since San Martino. But, who knows? I honestly think Lesnar needs to go over. Does he deserve to? No, not really, but he needs to go over in a sense for it to make sense. And if he doesn't, I kind of think it's a slap in the face of Undertaker unless they go with the heel turn. But, yeah, with this match, the first half of the time when it was announced, I picked Lesnar. Now I'm kind of sticking with Cena. And I'm tired. I really don't care if I'm wrong. Just for the pure fact, based on dignity and pride, Lesnar needs to win. So I'm going with Lesnar.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, I can see why people think, Cena could win, but isn't he going to his movies after SummerSlam? Apparently, he's going to do his film, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's word of him going. Well, he just got back from doing a film, so is he doing another one?
I don't know.
He just finished wrapping up filming for another film. Because I know there's talk of Brock Lesnar and Dana White and going back to UFC. And if that's the case, Cena could definitely go over.
But I don't see him going back to UFC because he's still got that condition that he can't really compete.
I heard it was cleared up.
Is it cleared up? Maybe he does have a chance.
One possible scenario that I thought of was, I know it's highly unlikely, but it's just a scenario I thought of for the hell of it. It's Cena turns heel, aligns himself with Heyman, does anything he needs to do to get the job done. Brock Lesnar leaves. Just there pretty much to put over Cena, goes back to UFC, which I think he might be doing sooner than later. So Cena turns heel, Lesnar leaves, Cena's the heel, holds the title going into WrestleMania 31 where he gets defeated by the babyface Roman Reigns. And Cena being a heel and Reigns being that next coming John Cena, that poster boy, that billboard, the face of the WWE Empire.
That's what's going to happen.
Make that transition into superstardom, and he will become a superstar.
Exactly.
I hate the word term, but that's what it is.
Well, that's who I think the next guy, the face of the company, I think is going to be Roman Reigns, actually, because he has the look and the physique, and he's been pushed to the blue moon, and I think by next year he will be the champion.
He is good. Don't get me wrong.
He's good, yeah.
He has his strong points and his weak points, but is he ready yet? Not at this moment in time. WrestleMania 31, will he be ready? If the progression continues like it has since the Shield split up, I could see it happening. But am I completely high on this guy like everybody else? Oh my God, Roman Reigns, WTF, can't wait to see him come out and wrestle. That's not really the case. He has talent, it's there, but he needs to build. He needs to make a name for himself. And don't get me wrong, he's been doing it, but there's much more than meets the eye with him. He needs to improve in a lot of different aspects. To carry that championship by yourself with no manager, and to be that young in the company, and to be getting that huge push, it's been done, but I don't know. I think not. He doesn't lack the drive. He has the passion. He has the drive, but there's pieces of the puzzle that's missing, and he needs more time to develop himself. It's just not now. It's not now. No. I think Bray Wyatt will be no matter the championships that he wins. Roman Reigns, I always think Bray Wyatt will exceed him in all aspects.
Yeah, well, we know. I think, yeah. I mean, on the mic, you know, there's no comparisons. You know, Bray Wyatt's a much better on the mic. He's gold on the mic than Roman Reigns. Because Roman Reigns still needs to improve on the mic. He's getting better. Though. He's getting better. I mean,
short and sweet. That's better off for him.
Yeah, better than a lot of guys who are on the main roster is. So yeah, I mean, but as I said before, I think I'm gonna stick with who I'm going with. I'm gonna go with Brock Lesnar. I don't see. I still think I can't see Brock Lesnar losing again to Cena. Like a few years back, he lost, and how he beat just being the Undertaker, and what they're gonna make him lose to Cena. It wouldn't make sense in one way still. So I still think Brock's going to come out as a champion. I can't. But you never know. Cena might come out, and I could be wrong. So.
Yeah, like I said, I went back to my original pick. My gut feeling was Brock Lesnar.
I'd be pissed.
But I wouldn't be happy about it.
I'll probably rant so high on the show. I would just. I can see it happen now. But if that happens, like I said before, if Cena wins, I will rant on him. Guarantee.
Why does he need to win?
That's right.
And if he does win, and their plan is Roman Reigns for the main event of WrestleMania 31, if he's developed enough to go out there and compete, it's going to be face versus face. So the only way this would work, if Cena does win, he does kind of need to turn heel for this to work. If they do decide whoever that champion is. Because whoever wins, Cena or Lesnar, I'm like 90% sure they're going to carry that title all the way into WrestleMania 31. Whether they win or not, that's besides the point. But the winner of that match will carry that title into WrestleMania 31. You can believe that.
Yeah.
So if Cena does win, it needs to be a heel turn. If he wins and he's a face, and we go to WrestleMania 31, and we have Roman Reigns face versus John Cena face, it's going to be like John Cena versus The Rock. It's not going to be interesting. They might have their funny segments, and they might make their poop jokes and their stupid names up, but it's not, the match isn't going to be there. It's sure it'll draw, but it's not going to be a wrestling fans type of match.
Yeah, the build-up is just going to be pretty lame. We don't really like to see face versus face. I mean, maybe once, maybe in a while, maybe, but with The Rock and Cena, it just didn't work. Even this second time, it got worse. It was like, just...
If the plan was for Rock to lose the second time, which most people knew it was, why not just fucking have him come back as a heel the second time?
Yeah, Hollywood's The Rock, when he did that 2003 stuff, that was really epic. That was gold. And everybody loved that. Could have done that, but they didn't. I mean...
Came out with the black vest.
Yeah, and the guitar, his rock concert was way better than the one he did recently. So.
This isn't Sing Along with The Rock. Oh, that was awesome.
but what can you do? But I mean, all this. I didn't hear any rumors about Cena turning heel. I don't know where you got that from. I haven't seen. I looked at the dirt sheets. It didn't say nothing about that.
Internally,
it's just a YWC you're saying.
But there's reasoning behind it. Not us not seeing rumors and stuff like that. Half the time they're not even true anyway. But internally, company, if you're getting ready to make a big angle and a big change like that, especially when it's your biggest superstar, your biggest draw, they're going to keep that hush-hush. They're going to keep it really quiet, and there's probably very few that know about it if it does happen.
Mhm.
Similar to the thing with Punk, that was a big situation. Why do you think only like 3 or 4 people really know about what happened?
Yeah, they kept it quiet. We still don't know more details about it until this day. We still don't know. Yeah. He's kept it quiet, still. But you never know. I mean, I still think he's going to return one day to WWE. I don't see it's over for him. I still don't.
Yeah.
He's still going to come back, but I just don't know when. I thought maybe SummerSlam. But I don't think he's going to turn up SummerSlam.
It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, I mean the heel turn for Cena. Would he lie in with Paul Heyman? I don't know. I can't see it, but I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe
it could be.
We waited all these years and we never got it. Fans gave up on it, so now let's give it to him.
I gave up. Really. Who knows? He might surprise me. That'd be nice.
But other than that, I want Lesnar to win. Heading into SummerSlam overall, it's a really strong card. There's a lot of big things they could do with it, and I hope they utilize it to the best of their ability and maximize on everyone's potential on the card tomorrow night. They can really have a strong showing, and this is the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, in my opinion. Sometimes even better than WrestleMania in some cases in some years. So I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I can't.
This is like WrestleMania to me.
Yeah, some of the bash, you're just looking forward to it. It's like second pay-per-view of the year. Like after WrestleMania, you're just looking forward to this pay-per-view. So yeah, it's gonna be good. Should be good. I mean, as you said, some SummerSlams has been better than WrestleMania because the last WrestleMania I think it wasn't that great, and the time before that wasn't that great. And I thought SummerSlam was actually better. So
the WrestleMania 29, the best match on the card was CM Punk versus Undertaker, in my opinion.
Yeah,
WrestleMania 30, it didn't really have a match that really stuck out quality-wise, but the overall showing of the card was better than the 2 previous years, in my opinion.
Yeah. Because there's been a few years it hasn't been,
Every match was good at WrestleMania 30, in my opinion. It wasn't great, but it was overall. I thought it was a good show. I've gone back and watched it already too. So.
Yeah, it's a good show. Yeah.
Awesome
good
setup. I love the arena. I thought that was great.
Mm-hmm. And I think the arena's staged when The Rock and Austin and Hogan started the opener. It was really good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But any last thoughts on the SummerSlam in general, or any matches on the card before we head out?
Just as I said, I'm looking forward to the matches. I think some matches might surprise me. I mean, our predictions are different a little bit. I mean, some of us will get it wrong, and I could get it right maybe. But I just hope Brock Lesnar will come out as champion, even seeing if he turns heel or not. I just want Brock Lesnar to win. I'm still hoping. I'm hoping.
Yeah, heading into the pay-per-view, there's so much anticipation in major percentage matches. So hopefully it lives up to its hype. I think it will.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that. Triple H always has a trick up his sleeve. There's always a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. So I'm sure we'll see it tomorrow night. So I'm looking forward to it. I know you are. I know the PWF fans are.
Yeah.
Plug yourself before we head out.
Yeah, just if you haven't already, follow my Twitter account. It's Captain3Awesome. If you wanna, I'm gonna start tweeting again there. If you wanna follow me there, go ahead. And subscribe to our channel.
All right, guys, make sure you check out Adam's Twitter and everything like that. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, Podcast Wrestling Fallout. Like our page, join the group on Facebook, Podcast Wrestling Fallout. And follow us on Twitter at PWF is War. From the Arabian Wolf, from Paul Gazer, from Captain Awesome, we're out.